Howdy, folks. High Value DMD. Don't just give me your subscription, but please let me earn it. Let me earn your like and let me earn your comment. Former President Donald J. Trump goes on the Joe Rogan Experience. Most of you watching this have probably heard who Joe Rogan is. If you don't know, I'll give a little background. He is a podcaster, arguably one of the most famous podcasters in the world, next to maybe things like the Sean Ryan Show, or maybe Tim Pool and his group and bunch. Joe Rogan has had so many different guests on his podcast. He has had people like Elon Musk was one of his heavy hitter guests. And I looked and that was about 67 million views on that video. He also had a gentleman by the name of Bob Lazar. Joe Rogan features a lot of different topics such as things about Atlantis or the dinosaurs or different conspiracies, JFK. He also talks greatly about UFOs and aliens. And I make a video about that separately into the future. But he had a gentleman named Bob Lazar on there. They talked UFOs. The guy is a big guy in the UFO testimony world. That was about 60 million on that one. What Joe Rogan did is he said, I will never have former President Trump on my podcast. You have watched Joe Rogan evolve over the years. Early on in his career, he was very anti-Christian. He was very anti-conservative. He often made fun of conservatives and made fun of Christians, people who believed in the Bible, believed in God. And as you have seen over the years, he has slowly started drifting away from that position. And I think, obviously, as you get older, you become more conservative. That's just how it works. And so Joe Rogan, I think, is the average American. The average American maybe that's not into religion. He was really in the middle or to the left. We have seen Joe Rogan move politically over towards the right. Now, Joe Rogan still holds to socially liberal ideas. I think he's talked about how he believes in universal health care, things like that. But I don't think he's so anti-gun. He hunts. He participates in different sportsman activities. I think he's hunted with Jocko Willink before. And I can guarantee you that he is very conservative with his money. Fiscally conservative, socially liberal. That's that very classic spot to be in. As society has gone absolutely nuts, as we have seen men become transgender and go into female sports, as we have seen a push for gender ideology, this religion of gender and homosexuality into schools, affecting young children at such an early age. As we have seen all this, and I will say this, I have nothing against anybody in particular. What I do have against is harmful ideologies affecting people, affecting minors specifically. Now, adults can do however they want, but when it comes to the kids, I don't agree. So you have seen all this crazy stuff. You have seen, under Joe Biden, you have seen wars start. The invasion of Ukraine with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris banging the drum, the war drum. NATO is going to expand. Ukraine is going to become part of NATO, essentially causing the invasion of Russia into Ukraine. You have seen Iran unchecked, attacking Israel through their proxies, Hamas and Hezbollah. You have all of this chaos, and you have our economy that is not in check. And so you see Joe Rogan, this average guy, he has moved from center. And I do believe that he is on the right. Why else would he be interviewing former President Trump? This was someone who said, I will never have him on my show. I will not help him whatsoever. And yet here we are. This is another person that is essentially getting behind President Trump. And Joe Rogan, he asked some difficult questions. Joe Rogan he's not in an echo chamber. He doesn't just fall in line by the everything that the MAGA crowd pushes. He has his own beliefs. But what he can get behind is a movement away from crazy and insanity and wars and economic disparity. Joe Rogan is on this team. While he hasn't said it, he essentially has said it by his presence and Trump being in the same room. He's on the same team as Tulsi Gabbard, who I think is kind of a shill in her own right, but she has seen that the liberals are absolutely insane, so she's come over and now she's Republican. Joe Rogan's on the team with Tulsi Gabbard. He's on the team with RFK, a classical Democrat family. And I believe if John F. Kennedy was alive today, he would be a Republican. I firmly believe that. Because John F. Kennedy was a Catholic. Now, he was a womanizer, so I don't know if he really believed in Catholicism in all of its tenets. So you've got a Kennedy, Tulsi, you got Rogan, you've got Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is really his own thing. Elon Musk has donated to both parties for years, but apparently he was a Democrat early on in his years. He was a Democrat. Elon, I'm going to just put him in his own category, but he is showing up for former President Trump. He is at rallies. He is giving speeches. Why do you think he's doing that? Elon Musk bought Twitter because, his words, he wanted to protect democracy. He wanted to protect freedom of speech. You look at all of this lineup. It is like the Justice League. I'll probably make a separate video for this completely. But you've got this Justice League of different individuals from all walks of life. Joe Rogan was on Fear Factor. Joe Rogan was talking about MMA. Joe Rogan, just a different fellow. And then you have RFK. His thing is about food. Tulsi's from Hawaii. She's in the Army. She was in the Army. All these people are joining up behind a single movement in order to repel something that they are all against. The one thing they have in common is they are against whatever the Liberal Democrat Party is pushing. And so if you have not seen the interview with Joe Rogan and former President Trump, I highly recommend that you do so. Last I checked, it had over 15 million views already in a little over a day. And I can guarantee it's going to get over 100. It is literally breaking the internet as we speak. It is the biggest crossover event. Nobody thought it would happen, and yet here we are. Stranger things have happened. We live in the days of the post-COVID-19 era. So anything can happen. And we are staring down the barrel of a Trump victory. It very much seems like Donald J. Trump is going to win the presidency. With that, I will leave you. Hope I earned your subscription. I hope I earned your like, and I hope I earned your comment. Let me know what you think below. Until next time.